All right, guys. So today I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to do this exercise number 4. Last time we did exercise number 3 together in class, and I hope by now you guys already know how to do it. If you struggle on how to do exercise 3 and you need me to make a video, let me know. Otherwise, ask your friends who already completed it or ask me and I will show you how to do it. All right. But in this video, I'm going to go ahead and go over exercise number 4. And I'm going to teach you a couple of skills that you need for these problems or problems similar to this. All right. And we're going to go ahead and do that now. All right. So let's take a look at this exercise number 4 here. What we're going to do here is basically just going to go ahead and take a look at all the measurement first. And if you look closely, you can see that this shape is very symmetrical. If you are to draw a line across the center here, you can see that the top and the bottom is the same thing. So that is a skill I'm going to show you how to do. And also you notice the corner here is rounded. I'm going to teach you how to use that skill. I'm going to teach you how to use the fillet as well as the mirror option to complete this exercise number 4. All right. So the height of this is 160, so that means half of it gonna be 80. The length of this is 200 plus 120, so that's 320. So I'm gonna go down 80, go to the right 320, and that is how we're gonna draw this problem. All right. So let's go in here. When you go in your AutoCAD, I'm gonna go ahead and basically move this to the left where my X and Y axis is down here on the left. I'm going to start drawing line. I'm going to draw it down to be 80. And then I'm going to go to the right 320. All right. Okay, now it's a little bit small there, but if you double click the roller, the middle mouse, everything zoom in and you can zoom out. All right. You can see that it's right there. And if you double check your measurement, you can see that it's 80 by 320. All right. So we are there. That's good. What we're going to do now is basically what I just create here. I draw the bottom sections. All right. Never mind. Let's say I draw the top first. All right. We're going to draw the top. So now we have that 80 by 320. We're going to go top here on this corner. We're going to go to the right 80. I'm sorry. We're going to go to the right 120. All right, we're going to do that. So we're going to go back to our AutoCAD. Here, we're going to click here, and we're going to go to the right 120. Okay. Now I know that you saw that we have this corner here to be rounded. You can do that later, but for the purpose of me teaching you, I'm going to do this right now. Usually I wait at the very end to do all this fillet. All right, but there's a corner here. We need to find the measurement of it, and the measurement for each of those corners is radius 10. All right, where my mouse is right here, you can see radius 10. So I'm going to go in here. I have a fillet option, so I'm going to go and find that fillet option. It's right here. You click on there, there's all the things that you're going to do, but we're going to stay with the fillet. Click on that. Now you can see this right here. This is what we're going to do. We're going to do fillet on the radius, and we're going to put in the radius of 10. Hit enter. Now they said select the first object, which is this one. And now they said select the second object, which is this one. And before you even select it, you can see that now you have that curve, right? So that right there is a measurement of 10. So I can put it there and you can see the radius 10 showing up. So that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is how you're going to continue to draw these problems. And let's go ahead and take a look back at the problems. We're going to go down certain units here, and then we go to the right 200. Now we need to figure out, like, what are we going down for, right? So you can see that this right here is 100, correct? Over here is 160. So subtract that, we got 60 for the top section and the bottom section, all right? Now 60 divided by 2 is 30, so we are going down 30. Now if you did not get that math just now, go back and rewatch the last few seconds. All right, I'm going to take a look here. I'm going to go down 30 units, enter, and then we're going to go to the right 200. Now we know the bottom line here is 200. So there's another way you can do is if you click on this line and you want to draw the same measurement and at the same location, all you have to do is go to the other endpoint and you draw up. you can see that the intersection there, that right there is endpoint. So you don't even have to put in the 200 to get that 200. But if you want to, you could. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is almost done. All we have to do now is take this and connect that. Now we have the outline of these shapes, the outline of these problems, right? So if you want to round those corners, now we can go ahead and do that. So let's do that. All right, if you remember, we can click fillet, all right, and radius. We're gonna put in 10, enter, select the first object, select the second object, and there we are. And now we can repeat the same thing by hitting enter, select the first object, select the second object, all right, and I believe we have one up here as well, but let me confirm the image right here. Yes, we do. So again, we hit enter to select the first object and the second object. Now, the enter key, when you hit enter, is repeat whatever the last thing that you did. All right. So here we are, we have that. Now, what I usually do is finish this up before I show you what we're going to do next, but because of the sake of me teaching you. So basically, you've done everything, right? You're going to go ahead and draw this in there as well the slot, as well the other slot, and then you mirror it over. All right. So to mirror is to basically use this option right here, which we're going to go forward in a second. So let's go back. This right here is 40 by 80. All right. And we know the distance is 20 units in, 20 units in on both sides, the top and the left side. Right. And we're going to have an 80 by 40 rectangle, and then we have that corner rounded, and we're going to go ahead and round it the same measurement of radius 10. So in here, we're going to go ahead and draw a rectangle. Okay, and in this rectangle, we're going to go ahead and put in the dimension. The dimension of this rectangle, what did I say earlier? 40 by 80. So 40 comma 80, and hit enter. You see that we have a measurement there. Let me double check these measurements, and you can see when we put in this right here, it shows something different here. So let me go ahead and see what happened. Let's draw that rectangle again. All right, I want the length to be 80. Hit the tab key. I want the width to be 40, I believe. Let me confirm that. Yes, 40 by 80. So the tab keys is between there. So let's go back. That's 40 for that. Now hit enter. Now I need to know the distance between here and here. I need the distance there to be 20 and then 20, right? So I need to make sure that that is the distance. But if the distance is not there, we have to do something about it. So let me confirm the measurements first. All right. So the distance needs to be 20, but right now you can see that it's 21.37, and that is not the correct measurement that we want. So we need to make sure that we have that 20. So basically here, if I go to this endpoint, I'm going to draw down 20, enter, and then I'm going to draw it to the left, 20, but right now it's 10. So I'm going to go over here, go to the right, another 10. Because this thing is 10, I want another 10, correct? So I'm going to go to the right, 10. All right, escape. So that location is where the rectangle should start, all right? That location right there is where the rectangle should start, all right? But it didn't. So what we're going to do is I'm going to teach you to move it. So here's a move. All right, I'm going to click on move. It says select object. So I'm going to go ahead and select this whole rectangle, and I hit enter. Now it said select the point for displacement. I want to move this point. So now you can see when I click on that, I can move this around. I want it to be at that location. So I'm going to move it there. All right. And then now, ladies and gentlemen, the rectangle is where it belongs. Right. I can go ahead now, double check, and you can see that it's 20 up and down, 20 left and right. All right. Hit escape. Now I can go to use trim to trim the thing that I don't want. All right. So here we are done with that rectangle, right? And then you know the fillet option is what you're going to use to do the radius, and the radius is 10. Hit enter there, select first object, select second object. All right, hit enter to repeat. First object, second object, hit enter again to do the same thing because this is what we're doing, all four corners of it. All right, now hit escape to get out of that. And ladies and gentlemen, that is how it is done for that one. Right here, we're gonna go in, draw this rectangle, and then at the end, we're gonna have a little arc of the radius 10 as well, right? So let's take a look. What is the measurement of this length of this slot? It is 200 from this endpoint to the other endpoint. Now the distance from the other endpoint to the wall here, the thickness here is 10 right here. So basically we're going to draw a rectangle from here all the way to the right. That is 10 less than 200, which is 190. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to click on a rectangle. And I want to make sure that I know the measurement of the rectangle. The radius of the rectangle is 10. So the diameter of the rectangle is 20. So the up and down is 20. 20 by 190. All right. So let's go and take a look at that. Again, it's going to start from here. So we're going to go up there to go down here. And we're going to start draw a rectangle this way. So we're going to have 190 for the length. Tap 20 for the width. All right. That's what we have. We're going to go ahead and hit escape now. And you want to measure this again to see if that is right. And there you are, 190 by 20. All right. Escape. So ladies and gentlemen, that's what we have. All right. What you're going to do is you want to confirm the rest of the measurements. You want to make sure that this is 10. You can see the 10 show up there. The width is 10. Now this is 11.1107. What is that exact measurement here? Well, if this is 10, we're just going to go ahead and take a look and say we're going to assume that it's also 10 here. All right. So we want it to be the same. Now, there's all the math that you can do. Here's 100. Now 100 divided by 1 section, 2 section, 3 section, 4 section. All right. Each of this slot has a 20 in measurement for the diameter. So that is 60. 60 now subtract from 100 is 40. And we got 4 different gaps here. So each gap going to be 10. All right. So that's right there is what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and make sure that distance from top to down is 10. Now, if you don't remember to do that, we have to go to line. We're going to construct a line from up here down to be 10. All right. So we're going to construct a line from there to down here. We're going to put in the measurement for 10 and hit enter. We're going to escape now. Oops, it's slanted. Let's do it again. We want it to be straight down. And we want it to be 10 only. So put in 10, enter. All right, hit escape. Now, again, I want this to move up to parallel to that. So what I'm going to do is go to move. All right. And I'm going to select the object that I want to move, this whole object. All right. And then I hit enter. Now they want me to select a point. So I want to select the point that I want is this one. I'm going to move it up somewhere there. But here first, I want to do that. Right. Again, I want this point to move up here the same height as that. So I'm going to go to move. All right. And they said select the object, which I'm going to zoom out to select this whole thing. I hit enter. Now I'm going to select the point that I want to move. I want to move this point up to somewhere up here, but I don't know where. I'm going to go to this endpoint because I know that is 10 from the rectangle. I click on here first, not click, I'm sorry, go here, and then I move to the left, and then I have that snap in. I click there. That's where I want it. Now I can go to trim. I can trim out this right here. And the dimension right now, ladies and gentlemen, for this is 10. All right. So that is some skill that you just learned. And we're going to continue with this in a second. All right. So what we're going to do next, ladies and gentlemen, is to go ahead and build this thing in the center. That's fine. We're going to build this thing in the center here so that we're going to have something to mirror underneath. So we got the whole thing. So basically we do half of what we've done with this rectangle. This rectangle was we did this one for 190 by 20. So we're going to do 190 by 10. All right. So that's what we're going to do here. So very easy. Since we already have this established, we're going to go to line command. we're going to move your mouse there, and we're going to go down here. And then we're going to start draw a thing that we want. So I'm going to click on that, go here, and go all the way down to it. I click there. I'm going to go up 10. All right, enter, and then now I can go to the right 190, or I can go to this endpoint and then drag down, and I have that same measurement that I want to snap in 190, right? So click that. Now I can go down and click it into this location. Now I can hit escape. All right. So I have that, ladies and gentlemen. What we can do now is we're gonna go and mirror every corner that we have. I'm sorry, fillet. So click the fillet and click radius. We're gonna put in the dimension of 10 for radius, and then we're gonna first object, second object. All right. We're gonna do the same thing again by hitting Enter key to repeat that. All right. And you see now that we have that semicircle. All right. And then we're gonna go ahead and do it again. First object, second object. Enter. First object, second object. All right. Enter. First object, second object. Enter. First object, second object. All right. Enter. So you see that we have all that already done there. The only thing now we need to do is use a mirror option to finish the part, because the part requires the same thing in the bottom, right? So let's go over there, click on the mirror options, and it says select object. So click here and then move your mouse without clicking anywhere to the right, and you have that whole thing select, click. All right. All you have to do now, hit enter. Now they said, where do you want to mirror? I want to mirror about this line right here at the bottom. So I'm going to first click this endpoint. And then when I move my mouse, I can see that I have this right here. And then I'm going to snap into the other endpoint. Bam. They asked me if I want to erase the part on top. I said no. So everything is there. Double click on that middle mouse, the roller. You have this drawing. Now there are parts that we have to trim, like this part right here need to be trimmed. So we're going to trim that. We're going to trim this one as well. And we also need to trim this corner as well. All right. So that is what it looked like now. And that is what it's asking of you. All right. If you want now, the only thing we need to do now is to put in the dimension. So we're going to go to dimension. And then we're going to go ahead and get the dimension from this corner here to this corner here. That dimension need to be, I believe, 120. Now, if I zoom in, I think I can see the measurement to be 120, but it's too small compared to the drawing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to annotate, standard, modify, text, change that to about, I don't know, 5, see what happened. 5 might not work because the whole measurement, the length, the shortest one was 60. So 5 might not work, so I'm going to go do 10. I'm going to hit OK, close it, see if it show up. All right, 10 seems like it's still a very small number, so let me go ahead and do this right here, right now. Hit escape. Let me see if I can click on that and delete that first. All right, let's go back to annotate. Let's go back to dimension, see if this time the numbers get bigger. Yep. So if I get rid of that, whatever I had, I'm going to go this endpoint, click on that, go to this endpoint, because I want that to be the whole measurements, right? The 120 that they show up from the drawing was from the endpoint to the endpoint, right? So that's what we got. And then, of course, same thing. I want the dimension from this endpoint to this endpoint. I need the dimension of that one. Let me see again. I did something wrong there. Dimension from this endpoint to this endpoint, but I want that location there. All right, that is 200. All right, and then I believe the dimension that they also show you earlier was the 100 on this side. From that one to that one is 100. All right, and the other dimension is 160 on the outside there. So we are going to get all the dimension out because I need to know that you did it right. All right, and then also the distance from this to that is 20, so we also need to do that again. The distance from this one, escape. The distance from this one to this one is 20, so I need that distance to be there, right? And then the same thing with this two distance here. So the distance from here to there is also 20. And then the dimension for the rectangle is 80 by 40. So you can also get that dimension out. That is 40. And the dimension for the side is 80. So there you go. All right, and then this radius for the circle, the dimension for the radius of this circle is 10. Nope, that's the wrong one. The dimension for the radius is, they're not giving me the dimensions. All right, because when I measure the dimension is 10 and 10 for the arc, so it's radius 20, which is correct. So you can see that is there. So that is that. And we can finish, or I can do this radius here. Let me do that dimension of that radius. What is that going? What is that doing? It seems like I'm unable to take the dimension of this out, but as you can see right now, you can see that the dimension is correct, which is 10. All right. So your job now, ladies and gentlemen, is to take a screenshot of this and put it where it belongs. All right. Enjoy, and if you could take out all the dimension, please do. All right.